Welcome back, Rainmakers, to the Crypto Rain channel. I'm your host, Jay Murph, and today we have on one of the co-founders of TotemFi, a really interesting project that is just about ready to do their IDO. Now, you may have caught my video from them a few weeks ago, but today we have a special guest, one of the co-founders, and so I want to bring them to you. So let's go ahead, get this party started. Join me, Rainmakers. All right, here we are. Harry, I want to thank you for joining our audience and coming on to speak with our audience about what's going on with TotemFi. Now, it's been, I'm sure, a busy couple months because you have a lot of things going on. In fact, you have something going on Tuesday.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Jay Murph. Yeah, I mean, it's crypto, it's 24/7, but I'm glad to make the time to be here and share TotemFi with you guys a little bit. And yeah, on Tuesday we're going live. We're having an IDO, dual IDO across Gate and Uniswap. So it's all systems go.
That's awesome. I love that you're doing both Uniswap and Gate.io your first day. That's amazing. Now, those who are following the incubator DuckDAO have a chance to get your tokens in the morning, but my understanding is whitelist is closed, right? So they can't now whitelist if they haven't already.
No, unfortunately not. Whitelist closed an hour or two ago, to completely oversubscribed. So that's going to be, luckily I don't have to pick. It's all done by lottery, but it's going to be tough when people realize that they haven't got in. But hopefully, great sign for when we actually do make it to Uniswap.
Yeah, it is a good sign that there's a lot of interest in your project. And when I first heard about your project, I thought, oh, this is competing in a space that's not even interesting to me at all. But I'll go ahead. If DuckDAO is incubating, then there's probably something worth looking at here. Let me just read through the white paper. And I was reading through the white paper, and I was like, this is different. I like this. Oh, I like this too. And so there were some things about it. If you caught the video 3 weeks ago, then you know what it is I liked about it. But if you didn't catch the video, rather than rewatching it, we have one of the co-founders here to explain what is different about what you're doing than somebody that's in the gambling space rather than what you're doing more in the prediction space.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, firstly, yeah, that's so great. Thanks for the intro. And yeah, TotemFi really wanted to be different in the sense that it wanted to be non-punitive. Therefore, when you make your predictions, we want to reward people for staking and using our dApp and not lose their stake if they're wrong. And the way that we are able to do this is via the background trading volume. Therefore, the 3% on the recall feature in the smart contract code goes into the project and goes into a wallet and pays for the winning prize of the Bitcoin. This allows us to, this allows us to get great prizes for people who are winning and not punish people that are losing. We also wanted to bring really easy UX and UI to the dApp and make it really easy and fun to use and bring that gamification into the staking.
Yeah, see, I think the audience is starting to get what I liked about it, because one of the downsides of gambling is, when you win big. When you lose, you lose. And in my opinion, there's no value added from a perspective of where is their value added overall to this scenario. In this scenario, you're taking money through, when people do an exchange through Uniswap, you get some of the margin there, which you then put over to the winners on the prediction market, so that if you lose, really, I mean, what's the cost to somebody if they do lose?
Yeah, so if you lose, I mean, there's a small cost of entering the pool, but it's not negligible, and that's essentially it. You still actually win because you're still getting the staking rewards. So I guess the only risk is the exposure to Totem as opposed to holding like a stable coin like USDC.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully it's going to be it also allows you to take a position if it's going down or up on the initial MVP when we're predicting the price of Bitcoin. Of course, that's just the very, very start, and we're made by the community for the community, and we hope to have on-chain governance soon. And that means that we'll be able to have lots of cool pools. Like we may have a pool when what date will Bitcoin hit 100K, and whoever gets it most right will win 1 Bitcoin, but everyone else will still get a 40% reward. We've also got collaborative rewards. So if everyone is closer, and yeah, there's loads more ideas coming basically.
I love that in general. So you're grabbing it from an area, which is fine, and you're rewarding people, or in essence making it fun to try to predict. And in return, they're getting staking rewards. So it's almost like you've gamified staking rewards in a way that you win extra rewards by being right on your predictions.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, a lot of this idea came in sort of the DeFi summer in August. So it was quite an interesting time when we're doing lots of different stakings, and we're like, we could definitely improve this experience. We also saw Vitalik tweet a little bit about how he was really interested in prediction markets and they were underserved. And we kind of came up with the idea and combined them both together. Me and my brother, I'm really sorry he can't be here. I hope the audience will meet him soon. But it's amazing how far we've come in that 7 months, and to be just like 2 days away from launch, it's just one of those amazing things. I've been working the team really hard. I mean, like, no sleep before TGE, it's all going to get better. But then I had a chat with another founder and he was like, guys, enjoy your time at TGE. As soon as you get past TGE, it gets worse. I was like, that's tomorrow's issue. Let's deal with that then. But yeah, and a big part of Totem. I don't know if this is a good time to maybe like show the screenshots
Sure.
of your community, visualize it, and I just talk through it a little bit more.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up here.
Okay, cool. So one of the first things that especially my brother's idea was to really make a clear calculator so anyone could use that's the time limit of how long until the next pool departs. They'll depart at set amount of times. To begin with, we said 15 days for the Fox pool, so there's Fox, Owl, and Wolf are the three pools, and so they'll have three different characteristics. So like some may be shorter with higher rewards, and you'll pick which one you want. They'll have different staking rewards. And the clear thing here was to really have a clear calculator so you could see how much you're going to get from staking and how much reward you're going to get. Because what we found was when we were staking, we had no idea. We've been in crypto for a while, and even we didn't understand what will happen. So I think we're trying to make really clear, really nice UX that hopefully everyone can use and everyone understand.
Yeah.
And then if you go to the next screen,
Okay.
The third one. Sorry, just
Sure.
Yeah, you can see here. Once you've staked your totem, this will give you your range. So if you stake, let's say 10,000 totem, and you're predicting, I mean, you can see how long ago this was. It's $10,000 at the time. It's a while, but essentially what it will do is you let's say you predict 12. Well, what's at the moment 60. Let's say you predict $62,000 next week, but you're putting $10,000 totem in. That gives you your range of what you're writing, and it works like an exchange order book. So whoever, if 5 people will put the same prediction, whoever put their prediction in first will take the winning. And yeah, we've tried to scale the award, the prizes down, so the top 25 are getting prizes, so it's all going to be super fair and super important to us, and hopefully people will enjoy it. And there's so much more to come.
Yeah, it's really fun what you've set up here. So in other words, so we're at the beginning of April here on Easter Sunday. By the way, happy Easter to everyone, and happy Easter to you, Harry.
Yeah, happy Easter. Don't tell Jesus I've been working all day. But yeah.
Isn't that what people were mad at Jesus for, was working on a Sunday when he was going around helping people? And they're like, you're not supposed to work on Sunday. He's like, hey, that's a deal.
Yeah.
So
But yeah.
cool what you've got set up here. That user interface, especially here, is pretty simplified, and I like that. It's just going to be easy. And so what I'm looking at here is you can see like 40% staking rewards if they stake during this duration, and they can win up to $1,600 if they win this pool, if they stake 1,000 of your tokens. Am I reading that right?
Exactly. And that's the total value, because some of that will be Bitcoin and some of that will be the totem staking rewards. Because what we wanted to make was making sure the real ROI was high.
Ah, got it. And so for those users watching, on the left of the screen, it has a fox and a wolf and an owl pool, and we're currently looking at the fox. So there will be different timelines of when that pool starts and when it finishes, and if they click on that tab, they'll be able to see what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. So there'll be different pools, like maybe some and different variations, and all of that's to be developed. And I think we've been pretty transparent that we've got a lot of big ideas, but we just want to get this first pool working, basically.
Yeah, makes sense. Now, you've been working on this with your brother as a founder. Tell us more about the team behind TotemFi.
Yeah. So I mean, me and my brother, I pushed him into crypto early with me. You know, my journey started pretty early. I was running a music festival, and then to make ends meet, I was kind of jumped into running a tech conference as an intern, and they were like, "Oh, you organized the Bitcoin stage," and that's where I met a guy called Paul Gordon, and I had my real penny drop moment. And he really gave a big talk about how this was the future. I mean, at the time, I think Bitcoin was $500 or $600, 800 around that in 2013, and I was just like, whoa, blown away. Um, went in as hard as we could, and of course that was the top of the first cycle, and 90% drop. Felt like an idiot to everyone that I told, and kind of forgot about it and carried on with life, carried on with various marketing and growth roles for startups and a bit slightly bigger company, FTSE 100 companies. And then the last 3 years I've worked was an early employee in the UK for a leading global crypto exchange called Luno. And was one of the first marketing team members there, where we've gone from like 1 million users to 7 million users. And my brother, he's comes from a bit more of a traditional finance background. He works in international tax, advising scaling up high tech businesses, and then has been a CFO for a mental health charity. And then we got a big wide team supporting us. We've got now four developers. One used to work for Consensus. We've got a head of brand who's actually from a video gaming background, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Because he's still a crypto fan, but he comes from the video game world, and he really approaches things in a really approachable way, and I think that will help us bring that that game of because we're crypto fans to begin with, but we also want to bring gamification, bring that mass market appeal.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, your user interface that we were looking at earlier is so clean and easy, which a lot of games focus on that, as well as making things fun. And when you can make it fun, because people think crypto is only fun, and if they're new in this space and they've been in for 2 months while we've been on this wild ride since December 1st, and they don't know what 75 or 95% retracements look like yet, and hopefully they won't know about that till much later. And if they're following my channel, I'm telling them later on in the market I'm going to be cashing out. They can do what they like, but I'm going to be locking in some of my profits. So hopefully they make some decisions to not feel like each of us felt, you in 2013 and me in early 2018, of watching this amazing growth go down to this, because I didn't lock in any profits, because I didn't understand the cycles. So hopefully, if they're new and they're like, yay, this is so fun, here's where you change your life for forever, and it's during the bear market. So those who stuck around in 2018, 2019 did really well. Here's the problem with 2018, 2019. It was boring. It was so freaking boring. Like sometimes like nothing was happening. So I like that you've created a space where, hey, you can at least be predicting on things while you're staking and earning rewards, to make that time where that's really where you make your wealth, is by investing during that time. But you can also, you've created an avenue that it can be fun, and you can predict on some things and say where it's going to go up or down, make some extra rewards while staking, because that's the time to really be around. Hopefully many of you are new, make some really good gains and lock in some profits during this massive bull run. But I'd love to see you stick around for 2022, 2023, 2024, because then the next cycle in 2025 will probably change your lives financially for forever if you make some smart decisions during that time. And with TotemFi, you've created a fun way to have something to do when the space does get really boring.
Guys, lock in your. I mean, I really hope that this cycle I do, because the first cycle I bought the top. The second cycle, I sold Bitcoin for altcoins at the top. And so I'm hoping for a third time lucky. But yeah, I think TotemFi will hopefully make it really, really fun. And yeah, we're really, really excited to share it with the community.
Now you are still starting with like betting on Bitcoin price, but down the road as you go with more decentralization, those who are
Yeah.
staking get a vote, and you can increase it into other things. Like, now, would you ever take it
Yeah.
out of just the crypto space? That's like, okay, I'm gonna bet on, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, of course. That's what we're going to go down. Like, who's going to win the next election, Trump or Biden? Those types of yes/no contracts are definitely a possibility.
okay.
Other markets. I mean, we're moving into, much like Ethereum, in a path to decentralization. That's the goal. And we're on that journey at the moment. It takes time. And bringing on the on-chain governance and letting the community vote what pools they want. We're not against like not using the native totem and having like a DAI, you stake DAI on our platform, and then predict other assets. So there's so much more we can do, and all of that is going to be an amazing journey that us and our community are going to make together. I mean, at the moment we have a community competition going, and some guy has done a massive graffiti in Finland, of the TotemFi logo. So that's really awesome when you see stuff in real life coming from your little dap. So yeah, I'm loving the community ideas and the community passions, and hopefully we can make some really, really cool stuff.
So
Um,
what's fun about little
and
dApps is sometimes they become huge. Especially, I do like how you have very narrow focus at first. You're not trying to do everything. You're starting here. Let's focus on predicting the Bitcoin price and grow some user adoption, which you have a background in. Your brother has fantastic background in, and if you get some adoption there, then growing it into other spaces. But you have very narrow, easy to hit focus right away, which is cool. And what
yeah,
I felt like was a good game plan for it.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, we're lucky to be supported by some of the best people in the space. I don't know if have we mentioned DuckDAO?
No, well, we did a little bit, but that is what caught my attention about your project is that you were rated as a tier 1 project by DuckDAO, one of my favorite launch pads. They really do a great job screening. I've done a lot of their projects, and it's been very rewarding because they pick winners. So, yeah, tell us about your experience with them. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, we feel so lucky. Like, we got a lot in our team. We got a lot of energy. We got a lot of passion, and we got a lot of hard work. And I think when you combine that with the experience and the knowledge and the just expertise of DuckDAO, it's really, really worked really well, and it's helped us to, you know, jump through a lot of hurdles quickly, whether it's their connections, but most importantly, their community. Because isn't crypto all about all of the people owning a part of the project as opposed to like, one or two VCs? So I think that's been really awesome. And like lots of the Duck Army have been messaging me like, have you thought of this? Have you thought of that? Our whitelist is massively oversubscribed. So it's just been amazing to have such passionate. I'm passionate about crypto, and to meet so many other passionate people, which has been like, yes, let's do it. And really helpful as well. I think what's nice, and not to go back to this bull market, and Jay Murphy, you know what it's like because you've been in that bear market. Suddenly everyone becomes a bit more unhelpful, and I think at the moment everyone's being very helpful, and it's all very nice because everyone's doing well. So it's super awesome to be in the space at this time, and I just feel really lucky.
I think you're in a fun niche that's going to survive the crypto winter fine. In fact, we did see a couple projects even have their token appreciate during the crypto winter, and that one project was the BNB token. Although not too
Yeah,
long into the crypto space, there was also what is it? Chainlink really took off, and then
Chainlink.
Aave had some amazing gains during crypto winter. And then since the crypto winter, everyone who stuck around during that time and put in money has made life-changing gains because that's the time to buy. So I frequently tell my audience, hey, hopefully you take some profits while things are good so that it's easier to be around during the crypto winter, because sometimes what I saw is so many people get disheartened. They just leave this space for 4 years, and then they come back right in the middle of the next bull run. It's like, okay, that's great. I'm glad that you're back, but you missed it. Now, it's really going to be interesting to see this crypto winter is which projects that have kind of an actual use case that people can use that still do well during the crypto winter, because certain things people will still be using and not everyone will have left the space, especially if it's more along the lines of what they like to do, like actually predicting. And so what I liked
Yeah.
about your use case is even during the crypto winter, I see people still using this. Does that make sense? And
Yeah.
they'll have something to be excited about their staking rewards as well as their wins, and they win some more Bitcoin and they're like, yeah. So
Yeah, more Bitcoin, woo! And I mean that's real rewards. I mean, yeah, I mean, one thing that I think is quite interesting this time is maybe what was it? Last time all of the projects were raising their fundraising in ETH, and then they were having to sell their ETH to pay for the projects. I think one thing that is quite interesting this time is everyone's raising in USDC or USDT.
mm,
And so maybe that stable coin will be a little bit more reduce some of the sell pressure on ETH. I'm not sure what you think about that, but maybe. But yeah, look, I think hopefully we're going to give away a lot of free Bitcoin. Hopefully we're going to build a lot of cool stuff. And hopefully this bull market continues and everyone does, as you say, does really well.
I do feel like you're in right time, right place, and a right niche within that you've got a specific value offering that I liked when I was looking at the projects, because I covered you even though you hadn't released yet, and that's really rare that I cover a project that's not even out yet. But I was trying to tell my subscribers, if you're not part of DuckDAO, look over at DuckDAO, because through DuckDAO you can take part in things like what TotemFi has going on. Because what I like about DuckDAO is, rather than, like you said, one or two VCs fund the project and then they get all those pre-sale tokens and they make it rich, DuckDAO incubates the project, sends it out to a lot of regular people who can then get buy-in, and then they get some of that early token appreciation when it first gets launched, and they usually do really well.
So the initial market cap is going to be 295K. So I mean,
Oh
this
my
could,
gosh, yes.
yeah. I mean, I think in the DeFi space they call that a gem. I don't know, but it could if we're lucky and the market goes well, it could blow up. But it was important for us to set it at a fair level.
For all of those that are involved in Duckstarter and they're lucky enough to get in the oversubscribed lottery for being able to buy it, they're going to do very well with a initial market cap of 295,000. Did you say?
Yeah,
Oh my
295,000 US dollars. So yeah, that could pop. Fingers crossed, it's a big day. But
Yeah.
yeah, like so that I know I'm sure it's going to go like go on a bit of a journey, but like we're thinking like longer term than just TGE. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think TGE will be an interesting few days.
I love that you set it up for that, because you could have raised more money and you could have done a higher amount, but what that does is it makes it really rewarding for the early people who do support you in their early stages, and hopefully a lot of people are able to get it, on Duckstarter, because then
Yeah.
they'll see some really nice gains, and that kind of sets it off on a good path. Because you could have gone a different way and managed your token supply a different way that you could have made a lot more money, but they wouldn't necessarily. And I like that you did that, because you're rewarding very well the people who support you, and people remember that.
Yeah, and I mean that's a big part of what TotemFi is a big family. Is part of the name comes from Totem, the wisdom of the crowd, a community, and there's a lot of advisors, a huge team behind us that are all making and work so hard to make this happen. So it's been a big push, and I'm really excited to get it over the line. Hopefully, there's always twists and turns, and we're always changing things, and as with anything. But yeah, it's starting to look real.
Well, I do want to thank you for your time. I would love to have you and your brother back in a few weeks, and by then we'll know exactly what happened on the launch. And I know, like the guy said, you're going to be super, super busy, but we'd love to catch both of you on, because I know he handles a lot of the technical side of it, and so that my viewers can get a feel for him too. So thank you very much for your time and for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great Easter, and yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, thanks, Harry. We appreciate it.
Cheers, guys.